today. Sheila has a rowing legacy of success through competition, contribution, inspiration, and mentorship that is unrivaled. Sheila was a pioneer. When she joined our crew in 1974, she was one of the very first, and based upon my count, one of the first 5 female coxswains for the UCLA men's crew in the early days of Title IX. While she may have had to overcome some early bias from her male teammates, she seemed to do that effortlessly and quickly gained the respect and admiration of her crew that carried her for 4 years on the crew all the way through to today. Her self-confidence was and is unwavering, and notwithstanding her small stature, she commands a crew, a boathouse, a race, and a boardroom like few others. You will hear her say that after working among male giants in her intercollegiate days, she has never had an issue with walking into an all-male business meeting and feeling confident and taking control. It was just natural for her. As many of my teammates will agree, Sheila was simply the complete coxswain. Sheila was and is an exceptional leader. She took command of the crew, and there was no doubt that she was in charge even before the crew pulled the boat from the rack. She was a great competitor, a great strategist, and instinctively knew how to motivate the oarsmen and to position the boat in a race so that we had the greatest chance of success. She befriended each one of us so that she could understand what was going on in our hearts and our minds in the heat of a race that was used, and she used that emotional intelligence to our advantage. She was simply that good. And for all of that, she has had the total confidence of and trust of her crew. When we lined up for a start with her at Cox, we knew we had a competitive advantage. We knew she had studied the course, the other crews, their strengths and their weaknesses as against ours, and she knew when to make moves and when to drive us harder. And we all knew that no one in the boat wanted to win more than she did. She was then and is now inflappable. She was a true teammate, and to this day is a true friend. When she left UCLA in 1978 for Harvard Business School, another pioneering move, she quickly gained the respect of her classmates and coxed the Harvard Business School crew for 2 years, where she again proved how very talented she was, much to the amazement of the oarsmen in her Harvard Business School boat that had only ever rowed with male coxswains. I believe that her desire to continue with rowing and to give back to a sport that has given so much to her led her to the entry into officiating. I expect that Julian Wolf encouraged her and introduced her into refereeing, but that Sheila took it from there, which I'm confident that Julian expected her to do. I have no doubt that the sheer talent and her pure leadership skills also merited the respect and admiration of her fellow referees that has allowed her to rise in the ranks of U.S. rowing. A U.S. rowing referee since 1980 and the lead referee in the Southwest region, Sheila has averaged 15 regatta days a year for over a decade. And in her referee career so far, Sheila has achieved more than 20 regattas, including the NCAA Women's Rowing Championships. She's worked as a FISA umpire for 13 years, and she is hailed for her ability to manage the start tower, and she has led by example and is a model for the next generation of referees. Since graduating from UCLA, Sheila has also been an indefatigable supporter of FOR, serving on the board, connecting classes and cohorts, working behind the scenes, being a confidant, and inspiring all those around her to do more because no one wanted to let her down. Through her years of mentorship, Sheila has also ensured that the opportunities she received have been passed on to others. She has used her success and her influence to help others succeed in rowing and in life. And for those accomplishments and many, many more, it's fitting that we're here tonight to bestow our 2022 Julian Wolf Award on Sheila Parker Tolle, the epitome of a teammate and the very best of what rowing is all about. We're all very proud of her, and I'm certain that no one is more proud and less surprised than Julian Wolf. So please join me in congratulating Sheila Parker Tolle as the recipient of the 2022 Julian Wolf Award.
To be this year's recipient of the Julian Wolf Award. Julian was a great friend and a mentor to me, both as a UCLA alumni and as a referee. Over 40 years ago, he voluntold me to become a referee. This award is also special to me since a few of my coaches and teammates have also won this award in previous years. Bob Newman, Norm Witt, and Tim Powers, to name a few. Also, with the recent passing of Duval Heck, who was my varsity coach for 3 years, it is a particularly poignant time. As many Bruin rowing alumni can tell you, our sport has greatly impacted our lives. As a coxswain, the skills I've learned on Marina Del Rey and Bologna Creek have also applied to meeting rooms and various business situations. For me, always being these small women among giant men in the boathouse, what that meant for me is walking into predominantly male situations later in life always felt familiar, and projecting confidence and ability really came naturally. I'm sorry that I'm missing this banquet this year. It's always been a fun event for me. I thank all of you for this honor, and I hope to see you next year at the banquet. Also, if you happen to be down at the San Diego Crew Classics, swing by the finish line. This year I'm chief referee for that whole fun thing, and I hope to see the Bruins do well. So take care. Thank you again.
Yeah!